Hey guys, and welcome back to a new tutorial from me. I am ArtInvader, a digital artist from Berlin. And I start now a lot of new projects and announcements about free project files in the future. And it would be great if you follow me on TikTok or on Instagram, that you get up to date all the time. And if you want to support me, leave me some love. It would be really cool. Thank you guys. And today we will create this mesmerizing animation. And this animation is inspired by an artist, Grafikonelu. I will link you the animation in the caption. And this graphic, guys, made over 20,000 likes. In this tutorial you will learn the most important things about creating individual 3D objects, and this is the most important knowledge that you need to know for your further projects.
The 3D objects.
Alright, for this project you need first Adobe Illustrator, but if you don't have Adobe Illustrator, I will give you all the necessary files that we create here in this program. So don't be worried, but I will explain what I did here. So first create a new file. 1080 by 1080 pixels is enough. And create it. Then you can search for all graphics you want to use in the project in the internet. And it is also okay if it's a picture as PNG or JPG. And you can drag and drop everything you need or you want to use for this project inside of the window here. Like this, I have the keyhole here and the heart. And then you can choose the image, go here under Picture Tracer, and then convert it to a vector graphic. And now you have your heart. And you have to put it to the side to see, okay, here is a white frame around it, delete it. And then you have the perfect graphic for your animation later on. And this you can repeat with the other pictures. Like this. Now we have our 3 elements. The next step, we need our writing, crush. Alright, and the font name is nice, and you can write a term of your choice. And don't forget to increase the spacing between it, so you get a better result later on. And in the next step, duplicate the heart and put the text under it, something like this. And you have to bring the heart in the front of the lettering, so put it in the front, and then you have to choose both layers, and then you go under Object, and then you have to go to Distortion and Distortion with the object below, and then you get the lettering in heart shape. Perfect! So we have the heart, the crush, the key, and the keyhole. And in the end, I also created flames, but I draw it on my own. You can use my files if you want. And yeah, that's it. The next step, you have to export it. Export as. Set here a check mark, and you have to create a SVG file. Rename it of the term of your choice. And that's it for Adobe Illustrator. So now we are in Blender and delete the light, the cube and the camera with the X key, and go after it to File, Import and SVG file, and import your all necessary SVG files here in the project. As I already said, I painted the flames. In Illustrator you need 2 parts, the down part and the upper part, because we work with 2 colors, like here in the example, with the yellow and with the orange. Alright, and you can also see that here are some issues, but when we extrude it, you will not see it anymore, so don't worry about this. And everything that belongs together, you have to select and press with the right mouse button on it and join it, like the lettering. And rename all objects with the right name so that you don't get confused. And now we build out of our 2D objects, 3D objects, and we start with the heart. Select the heart, go here under this icon and change the resolution to 64 and 64, the highest resolution that you can choose. Go after it to geometry, and I only worked here with the bevel tool. And here I choose 0 0.01 and also increase the resolution here to 32. And as you can see here, some issue, we can fix it later on. Repeat the process also for the crush lettering. Like this, everything is the same, I only change the depth value to something that I like. Repeat it for the key and for the keyhole. This is my value for the key. And for the flames, I extrude it and bevel it with these values. Alright, now we have all necessary 3D objects that we need for the project. So first we make the heart right, and for this choose the heart and then go to the edit mode. And now you can see the points here. And select the point that you think the problem is out of it, and then choose the move tool and move the point a little bit down, like this. Now it's perfect. So go back to the object mode. And now you can use here the transform window and scale everything up and down and bring the crush and the fire to the right position of the heart. To make it a little bit more easy, select the crush, go to set origin and set origin to center of mass. Now you have the origin here and it's easier for you to move it to the right position. And now you can also scale it down. These are my scale values for the crush lettering. And then move it up that it fits perfectly to our heart like this. So these are my scale values for the upper flame. And these are my scale values for the upper part of the flames. Perfect! Now we create the back with the keyhole. And for this we have first remesh our heart to get more segments in it. So select the heart, go here under modifier and choose the remesh. And here you have to change the voxel size to something like 0.01. And also set a check mark to shade smooth. And to create a keyhole we need the Boolean tool, and you can only use it to mesh, so you have to convert the heart to mesh now. So change the view to the back, select the heart and choose the Boolean modifier and choose now the keyhole. Here also choose set origin to center of mass, that you can move it better around, put it to the right position, select the heart again and choose with the pipette tool the keyhole. And yeah, you have also converted first to a mesh. So select the heart, take the pipette tool, select the keyhole and make now the keyhole not visible. And then you get the hole here. And as you can see, it is on both sides. So you have to change the position of the keyhole to something like this. Perfect. And yeah, bring it to the right position because here it isn't on the right position. Right, to something like this. Then duplicate the keyhole and leave it visible and scale it a little bit down because we need later on here a black texture on it to create the illusion of a deep hole where the key is inside. But yeah, put it a little bit down like this. Later on, this rough edges, I don't know what the problem is, but in the animation later on you will see it. Okay, next step, take the key and bring it in the hole to something like this. I also scaled it a little bit down because the key is too long. Sorry. But yeah. Hey, in the next step, we duplicate the crush lettering and put it to the other side. Do something like this. These are my scale values. And in the end, we will create a chain. And for this, we need a torus. So I mean scale to 0.05 in all axes. Then duplicate the torus, bring it to the top. And then rotate it by 90 degrees in the y-axis. Look it up if it fits perfectly with the fire. If not, bring the fire a little bit behind it. something like this. Then choose both torus and join them. For this, you press with the right mouse button on it and press join. And rename the layer to chain. Go now to the modifier and choose the array modifier. Change the factor x to 0 and the factor y to 1. And then you can see which value you need. 0.7 is perfect. And then you can increase the count. Okay, so we have everything together for our cool project. And let your creativity and flow. You know how it works now. You can use other shapes, our other lettering, other fonts. So I would like to see your results. If you want to send it to me, you can use Instagram and then I will repost it as a thank you. That's new! Become part of the ArtInvader community on YouTube. Now you have the chance to press the join button and get exclusive benefits. As a member you will get the HDRI and bump and normal maps for all further projects. You also get earlier access to new tutorials. Bam! And you have also the chance to exchange ideas with other members. Let's start creating together, guys.
The materials.
Right, now we came to the cool part, the material part. And I already inserted a camera. And you can find the camera under Add. And here Camera. And under the Transform tag, here you can change the position and find your perfect render region. And I also changed the size of the render region. You can choose the camera, go under this icon here and choose 1080 by 1080 pixel. Okay, so to start with the materials, we have to split the view in two. And here we change to Shader Editor and in this window to Viewport Shading 4. And now you see nothing. And we start with the lights and I use a HDRI map. I already created here. When you open this, you have only these two things. This tag is the environment texture tag. If you press here on this icon, you can add a HDRI map. My HDRI map looks like this. If you want to use the same as me, you can find it here in the ArtInvader membership on YouTube or on my Patreon account later on. And here you have also to search for mapping and geometry. And here you can change the location of the background if you want, or the rotation, or the scale. Alright, and for this project I don't want that the whole chain is reflecting in blue. That's the reason why I also searched for hue/saturation. And I decreased the saturation to 0, so we have a black and white HDRI map. Perfect! Now we go to the object mode here. And we start with the chain material. I created all the materials, but I will explain what I did. The chain material, I increased the metallic value and the roughness value a little bit. It's a normal principal BSDF material. And to create a material, you have to press here on the plus icon and then you can change the values. Then we came to the crush, press here to a new material, and then you get a new material, but I already created. So I changed the color here to yellow, metallic to 1, that's it. Then the crush on the other side is like the whole heart in this pink-red color. It's also metallic 1, roughness 0.08. And this same material we also use for the heart, like this. And in the next step, we create the material for the keyhole. It's a black material with a 0.5 roughness. Oh, sorry, I selected the wrong layer. Alright, here, the keyhole. This is then the black thing. And we can directly make the key. The key is the same material like the chain. Nothing special. Okay, in the next step we create the cool flames. So flame big. I changed the color to orange, the roughness a little bit, and here you have to increase the transmission value to 1. And then you have to go here under the material. You have to set a checkmark to screen space reflection and subsurface translation. And here you can play with the value to create different refractions inside of the material. And then you can duplicate the material, use it also for the other flame, and here only change the color to yellow. In the end, we go to the camera. Here we render with Eve. Set a check mark to ambient occlusion. These are my values to create shadows inside of the graphic. I also work with bloom. You can see here a little bit the reflections on it. And we also need screen space refraction, and here the refraction, the check mark. And these are my values. And yeah, that's it for the material part. And you have to see the animation part because it's not so easy as it looks like. You want my whole project files? You can get it. Become an ArtInvader on Patreon, and there you have the possibility to access this and more than 30 other projects that we already created together. And yeah, in this case, thank you so much for all people that already support me there. I'm really happy about the whole positive feedback that I get from you. No, for real, thank you so much, guys. And now we came to
the animation.
Alright, now we came to the last part, the animation part. I changed already here the frame range to 150 frames. And what I mean with difficult here in this project is the whole object rotate in one direction and a key in the other direction. And there are issues when you animate both together and it's not possible. So we have to think around it. And we animate first our camera, and we can do it when we put an empty cube inside of our scene, zoom out and make the whole cube smaller to something like this and put the heart there inside that it fits perfectly to something like this. And now select the empty and the camera, press Shift P and choose Object, Keep Transform. And now we can rotate our empty and it looks like the object is rotating. But no, it's the camera. So, and now we can set for this our keyframes. Go to the transform window, press with the right mouse button in it and insert keyframe. Put the animation slider to the end of the animation. And rotate it by 360 degrees and insert another keyframe. And now it's animated. And as you can see, now also the background is animated. But yeah, we will fix it also. So now we have to choose our key. Go here under rotation, insert a keyframe, bring the animation slider to the end of the animation. And here we need 270, insert a keyframe. And now both elements rolling together. All right. So now the camera is animated. So that's the reason why I added two lights, one in the front and one to the back to get these reflections. As you can see, it's the same duplicated area light, run from the beginning, one from the top and one from behind. And these are my values if you need them. And you find the area light and the light area light. And for my area light, I also changed the size of it. And this is my location. So you can play around. But yeah, so the light is in front and in the back to get from both sides the reflections. Because, yeah, when the camera is animated, so the light is not on the same point all the time. So that's the reason why we need to. In the end, we insert our poster background and you have now two options. The first option is that you go under your camera, under this icon here, and you can put here a check mark. Then you have the background. Oh, it's an old design, but yeah, it's enough for you to explain. You can insert it here. But I don't know why, if you render it and the camera is rendered, the background is moving. I don't know why, it shouldn't. And yeah, that's the reason why I worked differently. I added torus. I rotate it here by 90 degrees, like this. Everything is still in the scene. Press again the icon here. Wow, so many windows here, what's happened? And then, yeah, I scaled it up. And now you have a clean background. And you can also create a new material or something like this. But yeah, I think the gray is good for me. And in the end, you have to render the animation and you have to create a PNG frame and you can put it as overlay on your animation. In this case, you can create cool animated posters. That's it. Well done, Art Invaders. If you want to support me, subscribe to the channel or follow me on Instagram or TikTok. There you can also tag me at ArtInvader and I will repost as a thank you your artwork in my stories. So, by the way, you like this video? Show it with a like or a comment. Alright, see you in the next week.